In my last video, I talked about what did and didn't work for minor league football in the past. So if you didn't watch it, you should go do that and then come back to this one. But if you don't want to, here's basically what it boiled down to. Every failed league overestimated how many people actually cared about them and tried to pull too many gimmicks. And the successful leagues knew that they couldn't compete with the NFL, so they just filled their role as an opening act instead of trying to be the main event. Now in this video, I want to talk about my plan that I have where minor league football could actually last longer than 5 seasons and still be entertaining. Now I'm no expert, but I've done a little bit of research and have come up with the humble conclusion that this is by far the best way to do minor league football. And any other idea that you might have is stupid, so you should shut up and go sit in a hole and think about how dumb you are. Okay, so here it is. You know how the NBA has the G League? Well, we do that, but for the NFL. Okay, wait, don't leave the video just yet, let me explain. So the way this works is every NFL team has a developmental team that plays their games in a nearby location and basically serves the purpose of keeping practice squad players game ready in case they need to move up to their main roster. It's almost kind of like a JV team in high school where their stinky poo-poo underclassmen get to play a few games so they can post pictures of themselves on Insta with really cliche captions and maybe get a chance to play with the varsity team later in the season. But even if this setup is good for the teams to help develop their players, that really doesn't mean much unless it also raises fan support and makes them some money. Well, like I said in the last video, not that many people really care about minor league football, so you have to accept that and adjust your strategy around it. So what I did was put each team in a stadium no larger than 40,000 seats to make sure that each game actually fills seats. I mean, did y'all see the XFL this year? The Seattle team had record-setting attendance and only filled like a quarter of their 70,000 seat stadium. Obviously, if a team's fan base starts to take off and sells out every game, they can expand or build a new stadium. But starting out, it's safer to go small. But what about spring football? Well, to be honest, spring football is kind of just a stupid idea to start with. Name one other sport that's popular during all 12 months of the year. Exactly, there are none. So why the heck should football be an exception? We as fans need at least a 4 or 5 month break from football so we can build up anticipation for the next season and enjoy watching other sports. But more importantly, the players need a break too. Every year that there was a spring league, some of those players ended up making it to the NFL the following season, meaning that they played probably about 10 to 12 games in the spring and 16 in the fall. That means that those players spent up to half the calendar year without an off season. When you're in season for that long and getting your whole body wrecked, you're probably more likely on each play to get a torn ACL than a first down. So if the developmental league has to be in the fall, how would we organize it so that we could still get attention when everyone is still watching the NFL and NCAA? Well, first off, the season would start 2 weeks earlier and replace the NFL preseason. I mean, no one really likes the preseason anyways, so I don't think anyone would care to see it go away. The next decision to make is which night of the week the teams play. Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays are all automatically out because that would just set up direct competition with the NFL and NCAA for airtime and attendance. To take that even a step further, even Fridays are probably a no-go, because especially in states like Texas or Florida where everyone's a little crazy, high school football can be a really big deal. So that leaves us with either Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Well, after some extensive research, I figured out that Tuesdays are officially the busiest day of the week, so less people would want to maybe leave work early to catch games. So that makes Wednesday nights our best choice. I think it would be cool to have the first 2 games on Sundays before the NFL season starts and televise some of them on the bigger networks like NBC, Fox, or CBS. But otherwise the games would probably just have to be broadcasted locally or on some doo-doo channels like ESPN 8 or Spike TV or C-SPAN 2. So that's pretty much the whole plan. In the next video I'll talk about where I would have each team play and maybe even show y'all what their uniforms could look like. I don't know. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Stay safe out there.